How's everyone doing? We're doing a stream today, if you couldn't already tell. Also, there's a handful of things I changed today. For one, my camera angle's different. I have it up way higher because I was messing around with my camera and I was like, what can go wrong? I also finally figured out how to crop it correctly in Streamlabs, so small victories. I have transitions now. Instead of it just being a cut, it swipes, which isn't a big difference, but you know. We're learning. I also figured out, have you ever seen the streamers and they have those really cool transitions where like an image plays and it's like a cool like, yeah, I figured out how to do that. Except I don't have anything animated and I don't have anything like nice looking to do it with. So for now it's just gonna be the swipe. But yeah, if you didn't see the gold farm that we made in the last stream I did on the hardcore world, this is what I got from 1 hour of just AFKing it. Yeah, I'm actually going down tomorrow. Yeah. Because Blaze has a disc golf tournament. So I'm driving him down, and I'm going to be his caddy, so I'm going to walk around with his disc bag. Anyways, yeah, so there's a handful of things I want to do. If you didn't already see the description, I'm just going to play around with my librarian villagers. So ideally, what these villagers are going to do is they're going to make it really easy for me to get, like, a bunch of god tools. That's the reason why they're all librarians. So, what I want to do is basically have one library. Am I missing one? Was there 5 in here? Hope there wasn't. Okay, but yeah. We're gonna... What was I doing? It's been a hot second since I've been on the hardcore world. There's our redstone. That's supposed to have, you know, rockets in it, but we're, like, really short on rockets right now. Okay, so as you can see, we have a good amount of pickaxes anyways. But one of the main ways I've been getting my pickaxes is I've just been trading with my toolsmith, and my toolsmith gives me efficiency 1 pickaxes. So what I've been doing, and this is very inefficient, and you don't have to... And you don't have to tell me that. Like, I know it's very inefficient what I'm doing. But it's the best way I could think of. Also, if you didn't already know, there's a short layer underneath my base. Because I put all the water there, I didn't want it dripping down. So I put a layer in between. That's the whole reason why there's a little sandwich of wood here. I think it also looks nicer that way. Okay, but yeah, the reason why it's so inefficient is because in order to get an efficiency 5 pickaxe, I have to take like 16 efficiency 1 pickaxes and mix them together. Because 2 efficiency 1s make efficiency 2. 2 efficiency 1s make another efficiency 2. So that's 4 already. And that put together makes efficiency 3. So efficiency 3 already takes 4 pickaxes. And then we have to do that again. So that's 8 pickaxes to get efficiency 4. And then another 8 to get efficiency 5. So that's 16. So in order for me to make 1 efficiency 5 pickaxe, I would have to trade with Gary here and get 16 of these, which is super inefficient. What I should be doing is getting 3 of these at a time, because I can only get 3 at a time for some reason. Because, I mean, you know. And then I should go to a grindstone, take all the enchantments off, and then I should have villagers that give me the enchantment books I want. For example, I already have a villager that gives me mending. I have another villager that gives me unbreaking. So I should be taking these guys unbreaking and mending books, putting them together and making it, you know, mending and unbreaking. And then you know, if I want efficiency, I need to go to my little isolated village over there that I made. And I should make those guys have efficiency 5. Because you can have villagers that trade with you for efficiency 5. So instead of wasting my time like I have been, basically realize this is a much better option for what I should be doing. Alright, and before I do anything else, I think I'm going to trade with the villagers one more time just to get golden carrots. Now, Fortune and Silk Touch are... they're important. I'd honestly prefer to have a bunch of Silk Touches and then like 2 or 3 Fortunes. And the reason why is simply because it would be easier. Because the thing is, like, Fortune repairs itself. So you don't really need a whole lot of Fortune. You do kind of need a good amount of Silk Touch, though, because those don't repair themselves. Because obviously, you know, I have mending on most of my tools. But yeah. I don't know, I think... part of the reason why I'm doing this is because right as I was getting the stream ready, because I knew I wanted to stream today, but I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do another stream of Skyblock. But then I was like, well, if I want to turn the stream series of Skyblock into a YouTube series, I need to turn the first 2 streams that I did into episodes before I do another stream. So here's our villagers. As you can see, we have quite a handful. I don't know why I didn't bring lecterns for the other ones. Okay, yeah. So I have a Silk Touch and Efficiency 5 guy. These 2 are super important, especially this dude. Because if I scrap these and then I get 3 Efficiency 5 books, boom. 3 Efficiency 5 pickaxes. Super easy. And with the other dudes, I already have Mending and Unbreaking. So I can make God pickaxes all day long. Really, the only things I would want besides that is maybe another Fortune guy. And then with these other villagers, because as you can see, I basically made the villager area over here big enough to where I can have a bunch of villagers. And I did that because I want to basically have villagers for almost every good enchantment book, or every one that I'm going to be reusing frequently. And the ones that I'm going to be reusing frequently is stuff like the pickaxe and the shovel ones. So I basically have everything I need. I'd like to have everything in one place, so I might just get another mending guy over there and another unbreaking guy over there. Yeah. I also like how I can make this whole flight in, like, one rocket. Because originally when I built it out there, I was like, wow, I kind of made it a little further than I meant to. Because I basically wanted it... because originally my idea was, hey, I'm going to set up a villager trading area that's going to be really good for trades. And it's also going to be really protective of villagers because I want to have the ability to do raids. But I didn't think about the fact that there's no pillager outpost near there. So there's not really any way I can do raids there unless I see a pillager. And then I purposely go over there and start the raid. So that was kind of, you know, my fault. Pretty bad when it came to thinking through the design. I'm glad the creeper farm had, even if it was just a little bit of gunpowder, that was nice, because now I can fly around again. Because we were getting pretty low. Alright. So, first off, I need to grab more lecterns. Only one of these villagers seem to be grown. Second off, I need to make sure to take emeralds and books with me. Do I have any books sitting around? If not, I can always get some. Ooh, almost traded that when I didn't need to. Yeah, I have a couple bookshelves. And do I have Silk Touch on this? Yeah, I do. Okay. Hey, Brennan. Welcome back to the stream, bro. We're back in the hardcore world after our last 2 streams have been on Skyblock. Feels like forever, but you know, it's only been like a week. But realistically, I remember when I was playing hardcore like every day. Really, the only reason why that stopped is because I haven't been streaming every day. This is our little villager area. I made this a while ago, so I honestly don't know how well known it is to everyone else. See, I'm gonna turn that guy into another librarian. Unbreaking 2 is nice since that'll be in one place. Oh wow, yeah. So we also have, like, we've done a bunch of stuff since you've been here. For one, we made obviously a villager trading center, and I think I'll go ahead and keep this trade. I just realized I didn't bring any emeralds with me, so I might not keep that trade. But yeah, I made a separate villager trading center, and I just explained this, but basically I thought, hey, I'm going to separate it so that I can do raids over there with no worry about my current base and my current villager setup. Because whenever I do raids here, I'm always worried that they're going to kill the villagers in the Iron Golem farm, because normally I'm sitting over there, but they can spawn over here. And along with that, when I was setting it up, I didn't think about the fact that, you know, to do a raid, you have to have some sort of encounter with a pillager. I set up that villager trading center nowhere close to pillagers. Like, didn't even think about it. And just since we're on the topic, thought I would grab some more of those. So if you don't really know what's happening, I'm basically, because I kind of messed up with setting up that villager trading center, I'm kind of trying to redeem it right now by making it the perfect area to get god pickaxes. Because I want it to be basically, I walk in with these really simple pickaxes. I'm going to grindstone all of them real quick though, because none of them are worth anything. I have to make sure not to grindstone any of the good pickaxes I do have in my inventory. Because I have 2 diamond pickaxes that are really good in my inventory and a netherite pickaxe that's good in my inventory. Like this one, not going to grindstone that for obvious reasons. Okay, but yeah, as you can see, we have a bunch of raw, like, diamond tools. I'm going to go ahead and shove them into the respective shulker boxes. There we go. Because I basically realized I was wasting my time doing what I was doing. And I explained this as well. But basically, what I used to do is I would get 3 pickaxes at a time from the toolsmith, who would give me efficiency 1 on them, which is woo! But I explained that in order to get efficiency 5 by mixing together efficiency 1 pickaxes, it takes 16 pickaxes with efficiency 1 to mix together to make 1 efficiency 5 pickaxe. So I basically was like, maybe that isn't a good deal. Because honestly, it's not hard to get that many pickaxes. The issue is it takes a lot more time, because I have to wait for the villager to redo his trade. And along with that, I have to obviously use quite a bit of XP to actually mix all of those together. So it wasn't a hugely, like, bad deal. It was just kind of inconvenient. And now that I say that, I'm kind of wondering whether or not I should get Unbreaking 2. Because the thing is, if I break this, I could always just give him it back and see what he does instead. Piercing 4. Come here. Yeah. So this is... Oh no. It's not gonna be too bad. What I might end up doing is, because I basically want to make it a full unit, I might just end up getting a toolsmith over here as well, just so that I could literally come over here, get shovels, pickaxes, everything I need, mix it all together here, and then just fly away with like 3 or 4 new pickaxes and shovels. Because you can really only trade 3 pickaxes at a time, because they limit really good trades. So for example, I can only make a normal trade, I can only do 12 times. For diamond gear from toolsmiths, weaponsmiths, and armorsmiths, I can only trade 3 times for everything. So I can only get 3 pickaxes and 3 shovels at a time. Admittedly, villagers restock twice a day. So, you know, that's 6 pickaxes in 1 day. Which could literally cost me, like, if I infected them and cured them multiple times, it could literally cost me 6 emeralds. Which is the equivalent to 6 melons. This isn't horrible, but it's, like, kind of pricey, and I'm not really going to need any more protection for enchantments, because, like, once I get my main set of armor, there's not really any reason to redo it. And this is kind of the boring part, because now all we're doing is waiting for good enchantments. Preferably, since I have an efficiency 5 guy, I have a mending and a breaking guy back at the other villager center. Really, what I need now is a guy who will give me, like, fortune, because I have a guy here that gives me silk touch. So if I have a fortune guy right here, that'd be awesome. Because I know I have a fortune guy that's, like, super far away. Y'all both just went to the same one, by the way. That's, like, illegal. Oh, wait, no, he didn't. That's a different villager. Hello. Guess I can do 2 at a time. Feather Falling 4, honestly not bad, but I already have it. And that's super expensive. But yeah. This is the beginning of a long, long process. It wouldn't be a bad idea to have a guy that sells me bookshelves, because then I could get books here instead of having to go somewhere else. Oh, he was about a mate. I just interrupted that. I also haven't given them much food recently, so I don't know how they're still making more villagers. Like, look at that. How are they making more villagers right now? Section 4 again, with a slightly better price, but still, I'm not going to be making a bunch more armor. And it could be helpful to, like, fill out their trades more, because I really haven't been doing that. Okay. I actually think it wouldn't be a bad idea to also have bow enchantments here. You try to get Unbreaking 3. Well, I have an Unbreaking 2 guy, and I just mix those 2 books together, because I can always trade for a bunch of those books at a time. Because you can trade for 12 enchantment books at a time. I think we'll go ahead and take this. So we have an Infinity guy. We have an Efficiency 5 guy here. We have a Silk Touch guy here. We have a Mending guy back home, as well as an Unbreaking guy. So I guess now I'll take anything, like, if he gave me, like, Power 5, or even Power 4, maybe I would take it. Yeah, because then I can make a bunch of good, like, bows as well. But obviously I'd prefer if I could get, like, Fortune right now. Because I have all the makings of the God pickaxes I really need. And like I said, I really only need a handful of Fortune books, but it's always helpful to have a couple. And obviously this could also be used for axes, which I plan on doing as well. But I don't think I actually have a villager who trades for axes. Oh, I did say I wanted a mending book here, but this guy's mending trade is super expensive. The guy back at home literally gives them to me for 1 emerald. I could just trade with him to lock it in right now, and then infect him again with a zombie and then cure him again. And that would make it cheaper every time I trade with him, or every time I infect him and cure him. Eventually to where I could get it back down to 1, but I don't think it's really worth that, especially since I already have a mending guy. See, that's better. A better price protection 4, but again, I'm not going to be making any protection 4 armor. The only reason why I recently wanted a villager, like another villager, to give me something that I could put on armor is because I was making the gold farm, which is almost all out of magma blocks. Looting 3 isn't bad. I don't need it. This must be infuriating because I'm seeing good enchantments like, wow, that's a really good enchantment, but I don't want it. And I realize why that can be irritating, but you know, I have my reasons for doing all of this excessiveness. Cursive binding, lol. Aqua affinity, nah. As far as I'm aware, my armor is god tier. The only thing I don't have on any of it is thorns, but I chose not to have thorns for like on purpose. Y'all get, oh, they're incompatible. That's sad. So I recently learned that whenever they do that heartbreak symbol, it either means like they're incompatible or it's like, I don't really know. It honestly kind of confuses me. If I give them golden carrots, will they take that as food? I guess they won't. It's literally the best food in the game, you idiots. So how many villagers do we have now? We have 4 grown villagers. And then we have 2 more kids. So we're gonna have 6 villagers in here. I wouldn't mind a punch 2 guy, because then obviously I could make a bow, but again, that's kind of pricey for a punch 2 book. Sharpness 5 right off the bat with a trade. That's really nice, but I don't need it. Trust me, it also hurts me when I have to reject these, like, pretty good trades. But I'm really going for, like, the best possible thing. Like, that's super expensive, but power 5. Power 5? And also, I don't have to lock it in by getting the book. I could also trade for a bookshelf and it would still lock it in, but, you know, might as well. Alright, well, until the villagers are grown, I don't really have a reason to be here. I'm going to go ahead and move these closer. I already locked in all their trades. That didn't reset anyone. But yeah, he just had to pathfind back to it. I'm probably going to go get more beds. And I'm thinking maybe I'll turn 1 or 2 of the villagers into, like, a weaponsmith and a toolsmith. If I remember correctly, weaponsmiths gives you axes, swords, and like that's it for the diamond stuff. Toolsmiths will give you shovels and pickaxes, and armorsmiths will obviously give you all your armor. I think it's ridiculous that no one gives you a hoe. I honestly believe farmers as like there should be a small chance that farmers' last trade is like a diamond pickaxe or a diamond hoe, sorry. Because I think that would be hilarious. Imagine you go to trade with your farmer and then one day you look and you're like, he has a diamond hoe. Admittedly, it would make more sense to be with the toolsmith, but if the toolsmith isn't going to sell it, obviously I'm not going to prefer a diamond hoe over a pickaxe or a shovel. Since the shovel and pickaxe offer a lot greater usage. Speaking of which, I'm pretty sure we have a netherite hoe in this world. Put it away somewhere though. Hi guys, how are you doing? But yeah, as you can see, I got Silk Touch and Unbreaking 2 already over here. That's the reason why I didn't really care for it over there as much. I do have a flame guy, so I don't need to make one for the bows. Because honestly, I don't really need to make a huge amount of anything. So for one, what I'm gonna do right now, actually, I'm gonna talk to Gary first. It's just a reliable way of getting a handful of ingots. Okay, then I'm gonna get a bunch of these just so I can get books real quick, and then I'm gonna get more mending. And I'm breaking books. Hey, bro. So I have like, what, 6 unenchanted books? Or 6 unenchanted pickaxes? Okay, I got too many, but whatever. Albert, hello. I'll need many more of these unbreaking books, but in the meantime, this should suffice. Mending books go. Random stuff. This is actually one of the funny things, because whenever I'm like in good trades with him, I can get books, or I can get like infinite emeralds, but obviously I can only do it so many times. And I mean, mixing the unbreaking books isn't too much work. Oh, that's right, need more emeralds. Alright, just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right. What was I doing? I think I was getting more Unbreaking 2 books. Because how many mending books did I just make? 7. Okay. I only have 8 here, so I need 14 Unbreaking 2 books. Because in order to make them Unbreaking 3 books, I have to mix them all together, so... Which admittedly, kind of a waste of time. It is definitely irritating, but at the same time, like... I don't know. It's not really worth the struggle of waiting for an Unbreaking 3 trade, especially since, like, I've seen Unbreaking 3 trades a handful of times. Maybe not in this world, but, like... Every time I get an Unbreaking 3 trade, it's, like, super expensive. 10... 11, 12, wait, what? 5, 12, yeah, okay. 13, 14. Perfect. So now, perfect. I just have to go and mix all the Unbreaking 2 books together. Then we'll get a bunch of Unbreaking 3 books. Honestly, we could throw the Mending and the Unbreaking 3 books together. So we're going to be kind of running through my XP real quick, which isn't a big deal. Obviously, we have XP farms for a reason. Admittedly, we don't have a huge amount. Or we don't really have a very good one, in my opinion. The zombie farm's great, but there are better XP farms. And now I'm just going to mix the Unbreaking 3 and Mending books together. So I just have a bunch of those. Nah, they all got to be uniform. Alright, so... Oh, I have a Mending book left over. And an Unbreaking 3. Okay, perfect. There we go. Hey, Fresh. Welcome back, bro. Okay. We just made a bunch of enchantments and used up basically all of our XP. But it's okay, because now we have 7 extra Unbreaking 3 and Mending books to go along with our, 6 unenchanted diamond pickaxes. This whole stream is about me kind of making a more efficient, way of getting god pickaxes. So first off, I'm gonna actually unenchant this one, and actually I might as well unenchant these as well. So now we have more unenchanted pickaxes. Some of these, like that Unbreaking 2 pickaxe, I honestly should just unenchant. It's not really worth it, especially since I have a guy that trades me on Unbreaking 2, so we have a good amount of Unbreaking, and we actually have some that are already enchanted with Unbreaking and Mending. They're with Curse of Vanishing, which is hilarious, because I've actually gotten a good handful of my pickaxes, as you can tell. Like, these 3 are all from the End City. And there's a possibility one of these is as well, but most likely it's just these 3 that have the Curse of Vanishing on them. Which, I mean, if you know what that does, it makes no difference if I have a Curse of Vanishing. Because if I die, oh no, pickaxe disappear, but so does the entire world. So, it's not a big deal if I, die with a Curse of Vanishing pickaxe. Or at least it doesn't make a big difference if I die with a Curse of Vanishing pickaxe. Admittedly, I have a bunch of diamond shovels that aren't enchanted yet, but I have a lot greater need for pickaxes than shovels right now. But yeah, basically, the goal of the stream is we're trying to make a system for us to get god pickaxes as soon as possible, like very quickly, because I would prefer to be able to look at my shulker box full of diamond shovels and pickaxes and be like, wow, I have an entire shulker box. of diamond pickaxes that are like god level. Admittedly, it's going to take a good bit of work before we can actually turn them all into netherite, which I think at some point is the goal. I think there's definitely a point in time when we're going to have to make everything netherite. Like, we can't just sit around with, like, just diamond tools. You know, we got netherite armor. We got a netherite pickaxe. So I think the biggest challenge we're going to have to overcome is getting efficiency 5, since he's pretty expensive, 27 for one. So right now, with the emeralds I have, I could only get, what, like 7 books? Maybe a little more. Which, I mean, is good enough for what we need, really, since I only have 7 of the enchanted books I want. But I mean, you know, we'll just, it'll lower the trade with them. It'll also make it to where we can, did we get more than I thought we would? No, we got spot on because we only had 7 books. That's hilarious. Okay. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, didn't want to interrupt. YK Fooligan, the YouTuber. I don't know that one. Aw. They're incompatible. Or they just didn't have enough food. Hey, bro. Do you want to sell me some Silk Touch? Let me grab the books from this guy first. And I mentioned this already, but I want to primarily have Silk Touch as the Unbreaking. Or as, like, the God Pickaxes. Because they're just better. No. Did you just? Okay, I picked this up. Oh, I thought he stole my books, and I was about to be so bad, like so mad. Then like, hey, I just got those. I don't know why I thought that, since they literally can't do that. They can pick up food, which would be an issue, but they can't actually steal books from me. But yeah, as you can see, it lowered it a little bit. Check his recent. Right now, kind of in the middle of something, but I can in a second. Okay, we're just gonna get 7 of these and be on our merry way. So now we have the efficiency 5 pickaxes. We have the efficiency 5 in the Silk Touch. Now the hardest part is we need the XP to enchant all of these. Oh, did you get one of your comments pinned? Or something like that? I don't really want to look at it right now, if I'm being honest. Oh, I was thinking about this. I was AFK a second ago. I need to make a, like, we'll be back scene or something like that. Because I realized, like, most people don't just abandon their stream without anything. Because what I do is, anytime I need to, like, go to the bathroom, need to answer the door, take a phone call, anything like that, normally what I do is mute my mic and turn my camera off. I normally just go, like, that's not good enough. Because if someone just walks in, shows up to the stream, and there's just a blank gaming screen with no noise from the mic, it's like, what's happening? So I really do need to make a scene where it's like, oh, I'll be back. Okay. Now we need XP. Ow. Hey, buddy. Let's get you moving again. There you go. That's one of the only reasons why I have a shield. I like how whenever we fly across the like the railing, if we're close enough, it makes it sound like we're running. All right, enchanted books, spork. We have all the Silk Touch books, all the efficiency 5 books. Theoretically, they should all fit on their own separate rows pretty well. Okay, so yeah. Ideally, what we're gonna do, because a god pickaxe is only 4 enchantments. 4. So it's either Silk Touch or Fortune. I prefer Silk Touch, most of mine at least. I do have Fortune pickaxes though, but I just don't use them as often. Like this guy's Fortune. I actually think I burned one of my Fortune ones by accident, so I think I only have 1 Fortune. So we're gonna have to change that in the future, but for now we're just gonna be making Silk Touch because that's really all we need. So efficiency 5, Silk Touch, Unbreaking 3, and Mending. So we just gotta mix all of these books together and then mix all of them with a diamond pickaxe, which, if you didn't already guess, is gonna be kind of expensive. Since, let me see how much it would cost just to mix Silk Touch in this. Whoops. It costs 7 per. So that's gonna be 49 levels just to get these 2 books mixed together. And then let's see how much it's efficiency 5 and Unbreaking 3 and Mending. 8. So 52 levels. Did I just do my math wrong? Give me a second. Yeah, I'm done. It's 56. Admittedly, I don't have to do them all at one time. I can do them like as I get the level, because obviously your first couple levels are the cheapest ones to earn, but they're apparently equal value. How much is it to mix these 2 together? Because I can get that out of the way. Okay, so I can mix the Silk Touch and the efficiency 5 together. Yeah. And it only cost me 4 levels. So I can do all of those at one time, or I can get all of those out of the way. And then I can go through the process of mixing all the books with the pickaxes afterwards. Or all these books with these books. Which now I think is going to be pretty expensive. 9? Honestly, not a bad price. Only 9? Originally, it was going to be like 7 or 8 per. That's the reason why you should honestly mix them together. It makes it easier. Yeah. And actually, let me see how much it'll be to mix one of these books. It'll be 8. Okay, and 10. So it's probably going to be like a solid 12 or 13 levels just to mix one of the books with all 4 enchantments. Yeah, this might take a second. Really, I think I found a pretty good method. It looks like I have no neck. Oh, I was hoping the camera angle would be better because I liked it more. Because when it's right on top of my monitor, I feel like it's too close. So you can't get a good angle. So with this, I backed it up a little bit so you can get a better angle. I don't know. We're still experimenting, guys. I think one of the interesting things about YouTube is you always change things. And you're right, I actually don't look like I have a neck, but I have neck. You do make a good point, though. I should probably lower it. I kind of like how high it is, though. But it is a little too high. So I think if I could lower it and put it to the side on one, like, I don't know, that would be better. I thought about putting it on top of my computer case, because my computer case is like chin level with me, but that's a little too low. So it looks really weird. I actually thought about putting it on the opposite side, because it's sitting on top of one of my lights. I thought about putting it on the opposite side, but that is way too far away, because it's like, it has me in the camera picture, obviously, but it also shows the entirety of my room, which isn't a bad thing. My room is pretty clean, but at the same time, it's kind of like, I don't know. It's just kind of like a weird angle. It's not bad, just weird. We're also going to need a new anvil pretty soon. But I think I have some iron sitting around. Just a tad bit. Obviously, still haven't been AFKing the Iron Golem farm like I need to, really. We do have a good amount of iron here, though, honestly. If we had a little bit more, we could almost make enough on our own. Because you need 3 blocks, which is... I think we need 4 more ingots, technically. Because you need 3 blocks of iron. There's 27. Oh, never mind. So you need 31 ingots, because we had 32. I don't know why, but I always thought it was 36. I don't want to put it above here, because if it drops at all, it'll damage it, so I'll just wait to put it down. Oh, another thing to keep in mind. A broken anvil makes it more expensive to enchant. It's generally not a huge deal, but if you're enchanting a bunch of stuff, and you're like, wow, I really can't afford any of it, maybe consider getting a different anvil if you have the ability to. Also, I will say, if it's earlier on in like a world, and you're like, wow, it's really expensive, my anvil's almost broken, it's probably because of that, it's probably just worth it to get the XP. Because, like, especially early on, getting a whole new anvil because you want to knock off 1 or 2 XP levels is so unnecessary. So why is the music louder now? There we go. Oh, that's another thing I changed. I took off my pop filter. You can't really see it on the camera angle, but yeah, I took off my pop filter. Because for me, it felt a little unnecessary since I don't think I was having a huge issue with the popping. It didn't sound super different. Obviously, you know, I don't really know, but if we ever do get an issue, if you don't know what popping is, it's it's an issue where basically mics have an issue basically taking in hard P and B noises, so it pops. So it kind of has like a, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain because it's not like I fully understand it, but yeah. If you really wanted to, you could Google it, and you could probably find a better explanation. How much is it for me to mix these 2 books together again? $9. That's still expensive. But obviously it's not too bad because we've already mixed together a good amount of the books. Now all we have to do is mix these together, but that's gonna take a while. Because 9 times 7, 63. So we're going to have to get 63 levels. Obviously, if we do it 1 enchantment book at a time, it'll be faster. Because I don't know if I'm going in circles with this conversation, but obviously your first like 10 levels are super easy to get compared to your, you know, second set of 10. So, you know, 0 through 10 is super fast to get compared to, you know, 11 through 20. If that makes sense. Because if you didn't already know, it's kind of like an exponential. I don't believe it's actually on an exponential graph, but it is kind of like, it gets more and more expensive for you to level up. Because XP is measured in points. So for example, 10 XP points might, you know, be half of level 1, but 10 XP points is like barely even like 10% of like level 30. I don't know if that's actually like close to what the points would represent, but you get the idea. Ah, give me more zombies to kill. I can actually go ahead and mix one of these together though. Boom. How much is it going to be to mix this with a pickaxe though? 21. I always knew that it was going to be expensive. I just kind of hoped it wouldn't be that. I I don't think we're going to be doing that today, though. I think we're just going to be getting the books for it. Because that was my main go. I'm also going to see if I can set up a system, or like if I can cure and infect a couple of the villagers again. Or infect and then cure a couple of the villagers. Like I have 20 stacks of obsidian. 25 stacks of obsidian. That's hilarious. I need to get some of those out of there. I have sticky pistons and TNT instead of normal chest. Oh, and a stack and a half of gunpowder? When? What the heck? Okay, and then we put that in. I just find it hilarious how you can store TNT and redstone together. I'd be so terrified of a hyper-realistic mod where it's like, oh yeah, don't put redstone and TNT in the same chest. It'll blow up. Because that would be such a funny mod, but it would be so irritating. Important news. Very, very important. For one, Walmart had more Mountain Dew. Two, right next to the Mountain Dew cases, I realized there was a very cheap pack of straws. So, I now have straws and Mountain Dew again. That was it. That's the important announcement. Also, I'm going to be out of town for the weekend, so I probably won't stream Saturday or Sunday. I might stream Sunday since I'm supposed to be back. But I'm going to be going back home. Oh, just shy of 9. There we go. And we basically want to take advantage of the fact that it's cheaper to do it one book at a time. So in order to do that, we need to make sure not to get too much XP after we hit level 9. Yeah. The straw is bent 2 downwards, so whenever I finish drinking, Mountain Dew is leaking out of it. I need to make sure not to do that because it just got my keyboard covered in Mountain Dew. Because I do enjoy cleaning, or I guess I shouldn't say I enjoy cleaning because I don't. I'm fine with cleaning. What I do enjoy, though, is being able to enjoy a clean room and clean surfaces. So I have a handful of cleaning supplies, but I honestly don't have too much to actually clean my computer with besides like microfiber rags. Like I don't have compressed air. I feel like I should have compressed air. You know those cans of it you can buy at Staples, you know, where you just and you just spray down your like keyboard or whatever. I don't know. It's been kind of a... I'm not going to say it's been a hectic week. It's been a really easy week. It's just, I think... It's pretty easy to stress over situations that I could either do something about or stress more about and just make it worse. But because of all the snow Texas had the like week before last, most of our classes, or most people's classes, because I only have 2 in-person classes right now, so but my 2 in-person classes are meeting on Wednesdays, which isn't normal because we normally only meet Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, which admittedly is already weird because, like, normal colleges have more of, like, an actual block schedule where it's, like, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or some have it to a kind of a system where we have it now. Like, it basically, we just kind of have a weird schedule set up because we have a split semester, so I'm learning 3 classes at a time for each semester. Or I'm learning 3 classes at a time, but I'm still going to learn like 5 or 6 classes in one full semester. But by the end of, like, by the halfway mark in a semester, I've already completed 3 of those classes or something like that. But yeah, I think I know for a fact I've explained this before. It's just I feel like I have to explain it every time because it's such a, like, it's just weird to me. Because, like, my entire life, I've been used to doing, first off, not just, like, semester-long classes, but I've been used to doing full year-length classes, where in August I pick up a class, and by, like, May, I'm done with that class. So I'm used to doing, like, a solid 10 months of just learning one subject. Or, well, I'm obviously learning more than one subject, but I'm used to taking one subject and learning it for 10 months along with other subjects. So it's very weird to switch over to a system where it's like, oh yeah, every 3 months you're done with a subject. Because I don't even think it would be 3 months. I think it's like more like 2.5. It's every 8 weeks. Yeah. So it's basically 2.5. So it is kind of, I think it's pretty easy to stress over situations. Because the thing is, like, especially the way it is set up, if you get behind on, like, grades, homework, anything, you have like a week to fix it. Because if you don't fix it in that week, you're gonna have to deal with it for the rest of that class's semester because it's so short. And it's also irritating because even though we have, so the professors have slightly fewer classes to actually fit the curriculum into. And because of that, they're having to, like, smash together lessons. And, like, some of them have blatantly said, we're not going to cover as much material as we normally would. So it's like, kind of weird, because it's like, obviously I'm still going to get something out of it. But at the same time, it's like, I'm not going to get the same thing that any other student would. Which is normal, because, you know, students normally learn at different paces. But it's even worse now, because some students will literally be taught more than what I'm going to be taught in some of my classes. And I think, I don't know, because college has always been up to, like, I think college has always been up to more of a student's, like, if the student wants to learn the subject, they will. It doesn't matter what the professor does. Obviously, the professor can influence how quickly or how well they learn it. But if a student wants to learn something, they're going to learn it no matter what. So it's kind of, I don't know. Because it just makes it that much harder for a student to really, like, understand what they're doing. Because I remember, like, one of my classes, the way he basically said, like, true understanding is, and admittedly, I don't necessarily fully agree with it, because I feel like I could talk about a subject pretty freely without knowing too much about it. Even though I'm not a big fan of doing it, I can. But he basically said, you know, if you truly understand a subject, by the end of the semester, you should be able to give, like, a solid speech on it. Like, you should be able to pretty freely walk up to your teacher, your professor, and talk with all the material that was covered throughout the semester. And feel pretty comfortable with the ideas, like, any, like, theories or, like, basic concepts. But at the same time, like, I don't know. It just, I'm just kind of finding things to complain about right now, if I'm being honest. but they're really easy to complain about. They made it super easy to complain about. Where's Zombie? Where's Zombie? This is why we need to set up an Enderman farm. If we have an Enderman farm set up, this would take so much shorter, like, amount of time, because Enderman drops so much more XP. And this isn't even, like, a fully... This isn't even, like, a fully... I guess, optimized mob farm would be the best way to say it. Because a fully optimized mob farm would have, like, a mob-proof perimeter, you know, which obviously is a huge amount of work for a zombie farm, but still, like, I mean, I haven't even really gone around and lit up caves in the nearby area. So I'm guessing there's probably a lot of mobs spawning elsewhere. Like, literally, if I go up here and walk this direction, I bet I can find dark caves somewhere. Okay, it looks like I actually did light up some of this area. But still, I can almost guarantee, like, there's caves. There's no way that, like, this is by itself. Because this is lower, considering where we are. But, I mean, caves still spawn pretty low down. It's pretty funny, because out of just straight paranoia, I made it to where the roof was completely obsidian. Just because I wanted this area to basically be super safe, to where I could take off my armor and I could hold something in my other hand so that I could get as much XP as possible. Because with this, my armor doesn't absorb any XP, and I can hold something besides the totem of undying in my offhand. But obviously, this exposes me to a lot of risk. Because, you know, one creeper explosion kills me. Being in lava for like 4 seconds kills me. Didn't mean to do that. But you get the idea. So I basically made it as safe as possible. And theoretically, I probably shouldn't have this lava here. I will say what's funny. When I put this lava in, because this isn't naturally generating lava, I had to move it from over there into here. When I did this, I was still working on covering it up with glass, and I came back, the bookshelves were on fire, and I was like, ooh, and like I covered it with glass, and I walked around, and I was like hitting the fire, but I was like getting lit on fire. It was, I just like how similar leather and wooden tools look to netherite tools. Like, y'all have to have seen, like, the meme where someone put, like, god tier enchantments on, like, a wooden pickaxe, but then they went to the anvil and they renamed it netherite pickaxe so that whenever you held it, it would say netherite pickaxe. Yeah, that killed me. Because they do look pretty similar. Admittedly, if I looked for more than a second or two, it would be kind of obvious. But if you don't, like, expect it, it really catches you off guard. Ah! This does make me wonder if it would be cheaper to mix, like, one of these first, and then one of these. Because what I will say is it's 21 to mix both of them. Like, if I have these connected and then I mix them together, it's 21. So it makes me wonder if I, like, put one of these on there first, if it'll be cheaper than, mixing the whole book with all the god enchantments with one pickaxe. Because instead, then it would be a pickaxe with 2 enchantments, mixing with a book with 2 enchantments. It'd probably still be close to the same. I'm guessing it'd probably be like, you know, like, one of these is only like 8 XP to mix with the pickaxe, and then the other is like 10 XP. So I'm guessing it'd be like, you know, 10 or 11 XP to mix the second book with the pickaxe with 2 enchantments. I don't know. I guess we can try it. I'll try it with like this last set. So I'll like compare. So I'll enchant 2 pickaxes in a second. One will get enchanted with efficiency 5 and silk touch first. The other one will get enchanted with unbreaking 3 and mending first. There'll be 2 enchanted pickaxes, one with unbreaking and mending, one with silk touch and efficiency, and then I'll add the missing ones on after and see how much more expensive that is. So currently it costs 9 to mix the books together, and then another 21 to actually put them on the pickaxe. This way, I'm skipping the cost of mixing them together and just putting them straight onto the pickaxe, but I don't know how much more expensive that is, because that's going to be 2 like costs for mixing them. So first, I think I can already do one of them. Okay, yeah, so this one, I'm breaking 3 and mending. So now it's going to cost me 17. So 24 levels. I think this is technically cheaper than what I am doing. But now I want to see how expensive it is. It's going to be to do the other way around. By the end of this, I'll at least have 2 more god pickaxes. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe. I forget, how much do I need to do the one that I haven't already done? 10, okay. That ain't too bad. I find it really funny how sometimes the zombies will bounce off of the slab, and because of how hard they hit it, they'll just glitch and they'll stand like they'll stand like a slab above it after they hit the ground. That's always fun. So I don't know if you don't have the same issue I do, but if you didn't know, straws will naturally float up with the carbonation. There's a little trick you can do with tabs where you can put the straw through the top of the tab and then turn it around to where it's above the opening of the can, and you can move it closer to the edge so it pinches the straw against the edge of the edge of the can. So that it'll just keep it in place, so I can't pull it up or down very easily without scraping it. But that keeps it from floating out of the can. It's so much fun playing a hardcore world that's like this old by now, because obviously it could be older. It's only 637 days. It could be older. But for one, I've AFK'd a handful of times, and by a handful of times, I mean like twice. Because I AFK'd for 1 hour on the gold farm. Only 1 hour. That's the most recent AFK section. Before that, I had AFK'd for maybe 30 or 40 minute increments of time at a carrot and potato farm, and I only did that like twice. So I've only ever AFK'd for about 2 or 3 hours at most for the entire world. And 2 or 3 hours of gameplay in Minecraft is equivalent to, let's say it's 3 hours just to make it easier. It's equivalent to 9 days. 9 Minecraft days. So for the other, 628 days, I've been active and doing things. Even if those things weren't very, very active, like what I'm doing now. Anyways, we can go ahead and mix this together. Boom. So now, how expensive is that going to be to mix with this? Only 11. So instead of mixing it together for 24, I'll mix together for 21. And then it'll be a god pickaxe. So we found the best way to do it now. I think this is 21, but that doesn't include the expense it took to actually mix that book together. So this way isn't bad, but I think it's actually better to do it the way I'm doing it right here, where I put efficiency 5 and silk touch on it first, and then I'm breaking and mending. I'll just have to keep that in mind. I'll probably forget though. It's this experimentation that that really teaches you Minecraft, but you can really only get to this level of experimentation once you've played so much. So it's kind of hard to justify. I also like the fact that I removed my pop filter because I can get like very uncomfortably close to it and get super loud just by getting closer to the mic now. Oh, and if you didn't know, whenever I'm sitting like this doesn't count as AFKing because it doesn't run the world clock. So if, for example, if a creeper drops down and is about to explode and I press this, the creeper won't explode whenever I'm paused, but the second I resume, it might continue exploding. So, That's the reason why, for example, if I'm sitting waiting for something to cook and I want to look something up during a stream, that's the reason why I'll exit the stream like this. Because this will let my mouse move off the screen, but it'll keep Minecraft running and it'll keep the world going. But at the same time, that's the reason why if we take too long looking something up, I prefer to go back to Minecraft and then pressing escape. Because then that'll pause the world so I won't die whenever I'm not looking at my screen. Yeah. There's a lot of intricacies. It's really funny because, like, I've been trying to teach a couple of friends how to play Minecraft better recently. And it's not like they're bad at Minecraft. Because, like, honestly, it's pretty hard to be bad at Minecraft. They're just not good at it. Which is a very big difference. Because, like, to be good at Minecraft, it takes a bit of, like, experience and just kind of, like, knowing how to play the game. They're just new to Minecraft, so I don't consider them bad. But, like, recently I've been teaching them a couple things, and the first thing, or the most important thing recently was I taught them how to trade. So, on the server that we play on, we have this massive farm set up. So I got them to harvest the whole thing, and then go and trade with the farmer villagers. And I was like, because I only did it because they were kind of annoying me, because I told them that they could get diamond armor by trading with the villagers, and they didn't understand what I was talking about. So I was like, okay, come to the garden, or the farm, and then we'll get you diamond armor. So I got them to harvest everything. They got enough emeralds, and they traded with their armor smith, and they got diamond gear. And that was like the first of many things I tried teaching them. More recently, I tried teaching them how to fight, like combat. Not necessarily other players, but just against mobs. And they had a bit more of an issue with that. And that's another god pickaxe. That's nice. And I might throw fortune on one or two of these, since I only have one fortune. Because I did say I want primarily, preferably, this is what I want my spork shulker box to look like. I want it to be silk touch, fortune. So I want 2/3 of my pickaxes to be silk touch. And I don't know if you know why I'm doing this, but like, if you've ever watched Jahida play hardcore, he has shulker boxes full of diamond and netherite tools. So he has a shulker box full of netherite god pickaxes. He has a shulker box full of diamond axes, and another one of diamond shovels. And that's the reason why he's able to go and do like 10-hour-long videos. And they're not actually 10-hour longs, but they're videos where he does like a single task for 10 hours. So he's had videos where he's mined for netherite for 10 hours straight. He's had videos where he's mined for diamond 10 hours straight. And obviously it's a huge compilation, basically, of him finding ancient debris and diamonds and stuff like that. But that's the reason why he's able to do it. It's because he has a huge chest and he's super prepared. For me, if I want to mine for an extended period of time, what happens is I use the handful of god pickaxes I have, and then I go and spend an hour fixing them. I will say he also has an Enderman farm set up, so it's a little bit easier. And the world that he did most of the challenges I mentioned is gone now, but still. My point stands. You know what I should do in the future? Just kind of as a joke, if I get another camera, or a newer camera, I'll keep the newer camera as my main like face cam one, but then I'll use my current one and set it up facing at my keyboard and my mouse to be like a pro gamer. Oh. That makes me wonder, can I set up 2 camera? What I'm trying to think is if I can set up 2 of me. Like, with one camera, can I crop it to where one, like if I had, obviously my webcam's on the left side of the screen. If I put in another source for video capture device and selected the same camera, would it allow me to crop in on like a specific corner of my webcam and put it over there to have like 2 separate things? I also like the idea of how athletic Steve is, because look at this. He just like so casually went from laying flat to standing up. Like, his head barely moves because of how smooth he is. Like, he's just so good at it. Like, that takes a surprising amount of athleticism. Like, imagine sliding off your bed head first, and then just pushing off and putting your feet out first. Like, that's kind of hard to do physically. It's no easy task. Also, it's been, I don't know, I've been kind of jealous. I've seen quite a few people with Bluetooth headsets. They still have a mic, but they have a Bluetooth headset, so they hear like the music, everything like that, and the game audio through their Bluetooth headset. And the advantage of that is I can stand up and I'd be a little bit more mobile. I've seen other people, like, I've been watching a lot of Courage recently because I've been watching a lot of Warzone content, and he doesn't have, like, in at least some of the videos I've seen, he doesn't have a Bluetooth headset. He has a headset with a really long wire. And it's funny to me because, like, he's a, you know, like, a huge guy in, like, Warzone. He makes, like, obviously a good amount of money off of ad revenue and off of stream donations. And it's probably his preference to have, like, a wired headset, but I just think it's funny to see him stand up and you see this super long wire running all the way back to his computer. Because when he stands up and does that, he, like, walks across the room. So it's like a 10-foot wire. So all I'm imagining is whenever he sits back down after that is him sitting there and, like, rolling up the wire. Because mine, I don't know why, but, like, the company that made this thought it'd be a good idea to have, like, accordion-styled cord. Which I don't like these styles of cord. And, like, theoretically, I could replace this with any aux cable. All it has to do is connect to my headset, because... I mean, I could actually change which ear that's connected to, because it has the option to go, like... Here, I'm going to take my headset off real quick. It can either be like this, but I can also unscrew it, and it's just a normal aux cable. Ooh, gotta find where it plugs in. I can't hear myself or the music, but I know I'm still being recorded, so it's okay. There we go. Really, the only reason why I prefer to use this is because the aux cable is kind of temperamental. Yeah, so it has to be at a weird angle for it to actually be using both ones. I don't know if it's like... Yeah, I don't like it. That's the reason why I normally just use this, because it's easier. That's the only reason why I haven't gotten, like, a super long aux cable. Because it just doesn't work as well. And I don't know if the company that made this did that on purpose, so that people would be more likely to use their product. But it just irritates me. I'm gonna put spoons away. It just, I find it hilarious how much food you can actually get from a zombie spawner. Because obviously I didn't get all of this, like, these potatoes and carrots just now. But, like, it really piles up over time. You just gotta give it enough time, and it'll just naturally, like, start overflowing. And I'm also starting to think, like, there's literally nothing else I can add to the pickaxes, is there? Because, like, what else could I add? I'm only getting, like, confused because, like, you know, with swords and bows, you can add, like, 5 enchantments, or, like, 6 or 7 even. This says 5. Theoretically, I could put knockback on it, sweeping edge on it, but obviously, you've already seen we can't because of the way I made it. So, if y'all don't know, there's a specific amount of enchantment slots on weapons, tools, and armor. So if you take up all those enchantment slots, you can no longer add enchantments onto an item. The reason why that's irritating is I have a good sword, but it's not perfect. But I can't add anything to it because I already messed up the order. So depending on the order you add items decides whether or not you use all the enchantment slots without getting all the enchantments you can put on it. It's kind of like the way I just did this. I got the same result, but it cost me more XP to get this pickaxe than it did to get the previous one. because I did it in a different order. They're the same pickaxe. They're just as good as each other. But this one was cheaper to get than this one because of the order I put the enchantments in. And it's kind of irritating because, like, that's not something you can, like, generally know right off the bat without doing, like, some experimentation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here, and then I'm going to put this here. So instead of breaking this one and having that one fall and get damaged, I'm just going to break this one by using it. But that's all I'm going to do today with the enchantments, because I'm not going to have enough time to just sit here, get all these books, and connect them to these, since it's going to be a solid, like, 21 levels to do that. But we already added 2 more god pickaxes to our ranks, which is nice enough. It makes me a little sad how inefficient this rail is. It's just really slow. That's the only reason why I don't like using it. Because, like, me sprint jumping is faster. And obviously flying is significantly faster. Yeah. I do still want to finish clearing this area out. But, I mean, that's going to take me a while. I think maybe I should go back to the village area. See if I can get more beds over there. As well as bring some food with me. Yeah. Oh, you jerk. It's not a big deal. It's just irritating. Can y'all stop? Oh my gosh. I already got all the XP I needed. Also, I kind of went kind of nerdy. I was doing a bunch of enchantment on the same server I was playing with those people that I was teaching how to play Minecraft. I did a lot of enchantments. So I recently made, like, a perfect sword for killing, like, undead. So it has smite 5 on it, basically. Is really the only difference. And then I have, like, a perfect sword for just general stuff. So it's a sharpness 5. Oh, and that's another thing I forgot. I don't have fire aspect on this, do I? But yeah, I have these perfect swords. Yeah. They're nice. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, but that's the reason why I kind of wanted to focus more on... Don't you dare. On enchantments this time around. Can y'all get out of the way? I don't really want to let y'all out. Albert, I swear to God. I like how you can slowly bait them away. They're such a hassle to deal with. Alright, I'm going to grab wheat, because honestly that's probably the best thing. Hey Ashley, welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're still working with our villagers. We're working with our librarian villagers that we set up. They're kind of isolated. But we just made 2 more god pickaxes. So they're really efficient pickaxes. They have unbreaking, mending, efficiency, and silk touch. So they're really good. All we're doing now is we're bringing the villagers more food so that they can breed more. I'm gonna go get them more beds because there's already like 6 of them in there, and I think there's only like 7 or 8 beds, so I don't want them to like overpopulate and then like, well, they won't. That's the first thing. Villagers will not breed if there's not enough beds. That's the reason why I'm getting more beds. But I would like to have them have enough food as well. But yeah, we were just working with enchantments, so we spent like a solid 30 minutes in my zombie farmer, or my zombie XP farm. We're gonna go sleep, and then we're gonna go visit the villagers. Yeah, because I made a second villager area. I don't know if you've seen it yet. But I intended it to be for raids. It can't really be used for raids because it's nowhere close to a pillager outpost, which I wasn't thinking about, even though that would be like the first thing you think about, like, oh yeah, how am I going to get Bad Omen if it's nowhere close to an area where I can get Bad Omen? And I don't know why, that just wasn't on my mind. So, you know, pretty sure this has, yeah, it has shears in here for some reason. But yeah, as you can kind of see, we have an ungodly amount of extra pickaxes. These are our god pickaxes. Some of them don't have fortune or silk touch, but they're still efficiency 5, so they're still good. Some of them don't have like any of the good enchantments, but we made an area where we can get, it's like if you add these enchantment books to a diamond pickaxe, it makes that diamond pickaxe immediately a god pickaxe. That's why it's good. Okay, and you said, Lauren, you found another zombie villager last night. Went through so much trying to cure it, only for it to despawn. Yeah, I saw Lauren's story. So, Ashley, there's a handful of ways to keep zombies from despawning. I'm actually using 2 methods here. First off, if a zombie picks up an item, it can't despawn. And the reason why Mojang did that is because, think about it this way. If a zombie picks up your diamond armor and it just despawns, like, isn't that horrible? Like, that would suck so much if a zombie picked up your gear and then just despawned. Like, that's an issue. So Mojang made it to where they can't despawn if they're able to pick up items. Now, not every zombie will pick up an item. So not every zombie villager can pick up an item. In that case, you can also use the second method I spent here, which is I named this zombie not a zombie. So if you name them, they also can't despawn. So in the future, I recommend using one of those 2 ways. If you want, there's a librarian villager in the trading center, which sells name tags. So you can get name tags for really cheap, and then you just name it anything in an anvil, and you can name the zombie villager to keep it from despawning. Oh, hey, bro. Oh, and just a reminder, though, if you name the zombie villager and then cure it, I'm pretty sure it'll keep its name after you've cured it. I forgot to get the beds. But hey, guys, good to see you. Good to see you. Hello, everyone. Yeah, we only have... Oh, that's the reason. We only have 6 beds, and there's already 6 villagers. There we go. So we need to grab some wood really quick. So I guess I'll just chop this tree down. And then I need to go to that plain with a bunch of sheep in it. Okay. Oh my gosh. It's a maze of leaves. Oh, hello, lava. So with this amount of wood, we can make a decent amount of beds. But first, we need sheep. We should make an automatic sheep farm at some point. They're actually not super hard to make. I'm just really lazy. Because there's a bunch of different ways to make them. I've seen one where it pushes the dirt in a circle underneath a bunch of sheep, and then I've seen another one where it pushes the sheep in a circle over a platform of grass dirt so they can eat the dirt and the grass will naturally grow back on its own while the sheep are moved around. Also, at some point, I remember saying this before, but we've done a good amount of bed farming. That's the only reason why I know about all these sheep being here. Where do you go from there? Okay, so there's a couple different areas to go. First off, we haven't done anything in the Nether. Personally, I'm thinking I'm going to look up a couple things, but if you can't get blaze rods in the world I'm playing on, I'm going to either spawn in blaze rods or find a way to set up some system for me to get blaze rods, because if there's no way for me to get blaze rods, there's not very much I can do besides just expand my island and make it look nice and just farm the mob farm. But if I do get blaze rods, then I can get things like zombie villagers, and I can cure them. So personally, unless you're playing a specific mod pack or playing on a specific world, there's not really a way to reach the end in Minecraft on Skyblock. So personally, I like to make the goal of getting diamond gear. So normally, what I would do once I get a mob farm is I would basically just farm it a bunch. It takes a bunch of time, but I'd farm it a bunch, and the reason why is because if I do, I can get glass bottles from witches, I can get glowstone from witches, I can get redstone from witches, spider eyes, all that good stuff, including sugar, which is very important. I'd make sure to set up the red mushroom and the brown mushroom farm, and then I can make fermented spider eyes with the brown mushroom, the sugar, and the spider eye. And I can make weakness potions. Yeah, basically. Cause the map the map that I got online, it's from 1.12.2. So obviously they still had, like, you could still cure villagers at that time as far as I'm aware, but it wasn't really worthwhile because at the time the villagers didn't really do much. Like, you still trade with them, but it was a lot less efficient, and you also got a lot less out of it. Do I not have a crafting table in here? Okay, I guess I'll make one. But I mean, you know, I'd say if you're having trouble getting, like, inspiration or motivation to do it, you can always look online, because there's a bunch of, like, you know, montages, things like that, and those are always awesome to look at. I'm going to give them a little bit of space, but I guess we can fill in a couple of these. Now there's a bunch more beds, and they'll pick up the seeds even though that won't really do much for them. But with all this extra food, they should start breeding. So as you can see, they're throwing food at each other, which is a good sign because boom, they're gonna start breeding. And now there's a bunch of beds, so they should have the ability to. Hey, look, villager, do you see that food on the ground? Maybe you should go pick it up. See, baby villager, boom, nice, woo, I'm so good at the game. Ah. It's really easy to do this, by the way. Literally all you need to do is make sure they have enough food. And now, since I have the materials on me, I'm just going to make another lectern. What enchantment do I want now? You found a map that has sieving without mods? That's cool. So it must have like some sort of plugin or something. Plugins aren't the same as mods, but they can kind of like replicate them, because they are technically like part of the game. It's just kind of messing with some of the basic coding, which is still, like, in my mind, a modification of the game, but it's not like, it's not quite the same, I guess. Hey bro, there's a job block. Oh yeah, you saw it. I forgot. What do I want from this guy? What do I want these guys to give me? Because I have one guy that gives me efficiency 5. The guy that gives me silk touch. I have a guy that gives me infinity, power 5. I should get a guy that gives me fortune, because I want more fortune pickaxes. I only have a handful. Also, I don't have any emeralds on me, so I'll just see what he gives me. Lure, cool, whatever. I'm gonna go find something, or I'm gonna go bring more emeralds and stuff back. It's using command blocks. Okay, yeah. That's still cool, though, because sieving is a really interesting mechanic to a lot of mods. But it's cool to see someone use command blocks to make sieving possible. Ooh. Oh, I also... the gold farm that I made a couple streams ago in the hardcore world. I made it in the server that I play on with a couple of my friends. And just because I was so irritated from building on the magma blocks, I actually went through the trouble of flying to a different village where there was extra villagers, making one of them a librarian, and I brought a stack of emeralds and books with me, and I basically just broke and replaced the lectern until they gave me a Frostwalker book, just because of, like, out of pure spite. So I enchanted some diamond boots, and then I threw the Frostwalker on it, just so I could run around on the blocks. Are you talking about the villagers? In my defense, it's just a really good system. Admittedly, I'm pretty sure I only cured like 3 villagers to actually start that whole thing. Oh yeah, but because I only cured a handful of them, that means my trades are only going to be really good with a handful of them. So, for example, like, I'm pretty sure I cured all of the guys in here. That's the reason why their trades are so good. With villagers I don't cure, like the ones that I breed, it's so much more expensive just to, like, trade with them. Gary. Hello, Gary. Thank you, Gary. Didn't I just sell... Oh, there they are. I was about to say, didn't I just sell melons and pumpkins? It's like, how do I only have 12 emeralds? Oh, this is one of the reasons why I want a flame or a fire aspect sword. I want to be able to harvest cows faster and easier. It's irritating not being able to. Also, I'm going to... Do I have flame on this? I do. Fun fact, you can light campfires with a flame bow if you don't have flint and steel. But obviously be careful, because you can shoot the bees by accident. And you really don't want to do that. Because then all the bees will get angry at you, and they'll die, which is really upsetting. Perfect. And now I'm going to do this, because I'm pretty sure you get honeycomb, and then you can make honeycomb into bee, like, hives or nests or whatever. And the only reason why I put these out is because I've seen plenty of bees die on the campfires that I put underneath here, and it's really irritating when they do that. Because it's like, wow, I went through so much effort just to get y'all here, and then you go and just die. Yeah, thanks. Oh. Bee child. Yeah, I'm creating my own little flower forest up here, which I like. Honestly, because I don't really have a huge need for bees right now, I've kind of set it up to where it's kind of easy for me to I don't know. I guess not worry too much. Honeycomb. Okay, how do I make the beehives or bee nests? Okay, so it's honeycomb and wood. I actually can make that. That's awesome. I guess I can only make one more. This is nice because now I don't have to go and find bee nests. I can just throw them in here. Which is pretty cool. And actually, I have a friend who has a bee nest, or a bee farm. Same server I've been playing with. The way they set it up, I don't know. Mojang just kind of made it to where they won't do that. And I think it's partially because the arrows have to despawn. So because arrows take a second to despawn, because I have an infinity, so I can't pick them back up. So obviously I have to wait for them to despawn, and I think Mojang made it to where they won't relight it because of the fact that people who have infinity wouldn't be able to put their campfires out until the arrows despawn. That's probably why they did it that way. But anyways, I have a friend, the way he set it up, he put a campfire in the ground and then a beehive directly above it, so they literally can't have access to it. With this, they're able to flow straight into it and basically just get out and drop onto it. If you put the campfire underneath the ground and then put the beehive on top of it, they have no access to the campfire. In the meantime, I'm not going to put these down just yet, though, because I don't actually have a good reason to yet. You know the next villager they should add? They should add a beehive, like, villager. They should have a villager that manages beehives. Wouldn't that be cool? Like, tell me I'm wrong. That is such a cool idea. Also, I like how much, like, random stuff I have in here. Because this is kind of more of like a, I don't know, I guess decorative / job block area, almost. That actually goes over here. Some of them are kind of mixed up, but I don't know. I'm still working on my organization system, as you can see. It's still so cool, though. Like, how can I say no to that? All right. Whoops. That's the reason why I like Silk Touch. Cool, but not practical. I don't know. I mean, it's not necessary, but I mean, then again, like, I could end the series because nothing I'm doing is necessary. I've already beaten the Wither. I've already beaten the Ender Dragon. Everything after that is just because I want to continue playing. So, I mean, I think people play Minecraft because it's unnecessary. But yeah, you're definitely right. Like, it's it's so excessive. But it's so cool. I have mentioned the fact that I need a better sugarcane farm, right? Because I do. Hey guys, how are you doing? Good to see you. Ted, Spencer, Mike, Albert, and Gary. I need to... Actually, that's what I should do. Which one of you sells name tags? This guy does. This guy does. They're both for 15. Okay. I have... How many villagers over there? I have at least 6 right now. But I know for a fact I've already gotten more since then. But I don't have that much emeralds anymore since I wasted so many to get a bunch of efficiency 5 books. You weren't here for it, but I spent the first half of the stream getting really OP enchantments. And as a result of that, I've spent almost all of the extra emeralds I had. And when I say extra emeralds, I mean I had like 5 or 6 stacks of just extra emeralds sitting around. Because it used to be like common practice for my streams to basically be like every 10 or so minutes, I would go to the villager center, trade all of the melons and pumpkins I'd grown, trade anything else, like especially iron with Gary. The reason why I want name tags is because I wouldn't mind naming them by the enchantment that they're here for. So this guy, he's here for power 5. He's here for efficiency 5. This man has got infinity, silk touch. This one's useless because I'm going to change his trades in a second. But, you know, I want to name them by the enchantment they have that I like. That way, it's easier for me to find them later on. Because later on, when I'm going through here and there's a bunch of villagers, because I haven't made it to There's better ways to make villager centers. Just saying. I haven't made it that way. But in the future, I want to be able to look down and be like, oh, this guy, yeah, he's got power 5, and I can just see it by, why are you here? 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 This makes everything harder. I'm pretty sure you should only be able to get iron golems if they think there's danger. Is there a mob nearby? Because they're, like, the way the iron golem works, the way that my iron golem farm works is villagers live. They see zombie and go, oh. And they go, iron golem, please. Iron golem spawns. And he runs towards the zombie and falls into the lava pit. Very simple. And the basic mechanic for golems to spawn is gossip. That's what the mechanic is called. Villagers basically go, you know what I saw recently? I saw a mob, like a skeleton or a zombie. But mainly zombies, because villagers are directly afraid of zombies, since zombies will directly attack villagers. Or even pillagers, I guess, would work. And they'll go, we need an iron golem here. And if enough villagers say, yeah, we need an iron golem here, iron golem spawn. I guess there is still a way for iron golems to spawn even if they don't see mobs. It's just probably slower. But I mean, you'll see cats around here soon enough. Because if, for example, if there's a creeper nearby, villagers will start gossiping that they need cats, because cats will drive off creepers. Yeah. Nighttime's the perfect time to do a head count. So I currently have 6 full-grown villagers. And then I have 2 children. That's hilarious. The children, like, are actually separated from the adults. And the reason why I have doors is because villagers like doors. That's basically it. So we got 6 full-grown villagers and then 2 babies over here. And I got plenty of beds, so if I bring more food, they should start filling up these beds more. I guess if I filled the walls with beds, I would have the capacity for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 24. Currently we only have 8, so we're only 1/3 capacity. That's not too bad. Oh, I hear a zombie now. He shall be struck down. Near AC 130 inbound. Oh, the spider likes to dodge. Skeleton and creeper didn't though. Did you think you could creep up on me? I actually have my hostile mob noises on. Oh my gosh. I'm embarrassing myself. There we go. Spiders are actually pretty funnily, like, vulnerable to arrows. Oh, and because the way I get in is from the roof, I've made sure that the roof is super lit up, as you can tell. Yeah. Big brained it. Yeah, the baby villagers are, like, absolutely tiny. And they're hilarious to look at because of that. Because they have the exact same nose. I don't know if you saw that, but their nose is the exact same. But did you see the baby bee a second ago? Cat, dog. And then, you know, Sparkles and Rainbow guarding the door as always. You gotta do like the sprint jumps around corners in Call of Duty. I'm just, you know, killing mobs like the usual. Nah, their noses are hilarious. They're literally just Squidward, but Minecraft. I remember I saw a long time ago, I saw Captain Sparkles play a world where it was like a modded world, but he was playing a world where he was underwater the entire time. It was an underwater world. You start in this little like glassed like hub, and you meet a villager, main villager. Where'd all my emeralds go? Did I throw them in here just out of second nature? I did. That's hilarious. I got so used to just doing that every time. But yeah. Oh, it's been a while since you've been on one of the streams. Have you seen the new storage system I have set up for the zombie or the iron golem farm? Let me show you. It's really good because it gets rid of poppies. So it's an automated system to where everything goes down through here. There's a sorting system back here. It's pretty simplistic. It only sorts for iron, so only iron will store inside of here. As you can see, only iron gets stored. Everything else gets thrown into lava through this little dropper. And there's a comparator looking at the dropper, so yeah, as you can see, some poppies went through, and the comparator threw the poppies into lava, which is like, yeah, right there. So every time poppies get dropped by an iron golem, the sorting system only lets iron go down here, so it's like, okay, poppies go through there. Admittedly, the downside of the storage system is if it overflows, like if these fill up, instead of filling these chests up, what'll happen is it'll just throw the iron into the lava as well. Which isn't a big deal, because if they fill up, I've already gotten, you know, what is this? 6, 9, 12 double chests full of iron. So it's not a big deal if, you know, they start getting thrown into lava. I can actually do something right here as well. And I can start compressing my storage. Sadly, as far as I'm aware, there's not actually a system to automatically craft like blocks and stuff like that. There is things where you can get like stuff to automatically throw them on the ground at your feet so you can like do it easier, but there's not actually a way for you to be like, oh, I'm gonna flip this switch and this box, this double chest full of iron ingots is gonna turn into a double chest full of like only blocks. There's no way to actually do that, but it is already a pretty good system. So, I mean, I actually, no, I lied earlier. I have AFK'd recently besides the gold farm. It was before I built the gold farm, but whenever I added this in, I AFK'd for a little bit. I don't know how long. It was probably an hour or two. Maybe longer, since this is a lot of iron. I don't know. I don't think I AFK'd overnight, because I haven't done that yet, at least. But yeah. You can store a massive amount of iron here, especially if you turn it into blocks. Because this was, whoops, this was like 2.5, or this was 1.5 double chests full of iron ingots, and it turns into a row and like a little bit of blocks. But yeah, it's a really simple iron golem farm, but it produces so much iron. Like, it's awesome. Alright, I don't know if there's anything I want to do before I end the stream, because we've already been pretty productive. We made 2 more god pickaxes. We've gotten a good amount of villagers in our new villager area. I don't know. What's funny is the only thing I'm lacking when it comes to like supplies for curing and infecting the villagers is probably apples. Because I'll be honest, I actually don't know if I have any apples sitting around. Okay, I have 10, which isn't bad, but at the same time, I have like a row of ingots of gold because of the gold farm. So it's not like that's going to be super useful for very long. I was about to say, where am I storing my gold? I guess I can go ahead and turn this into blocks as well. It's such a good feeling when you're able to look at how much gold you have and go, yeah, it makes more sense to store this in block form. Because that's when you know you're like, yeah, I have a lot. Or at least a good amount. So we have over a stack of gold blocks now. And that was from a single hour of AFK. A single hour and we got over a stack of blocks. Ugh. Yeah, we got like 70 blocks of iron just from AFKing for an hour. So if I did like an overnight thing at the Nether, which I'm not a big fan of doing, for one, I don't like doing AFKs because when I AFK, I like actually will have my computer open and like normally I'll be watching YouTube on the second monitor or I'll be like laying down watching YouTube on my phone. But I don't like AFKing because it gives me a lot of anxiety, like, oh no, what if for some reason something spawns here and I get killed somehow? Because I think it's one of those things where like if it happens, it would suck. It probably wouldn't happen, but if it did, it would be really annoying. And that's the only reason why I don't like to do it. And also the reason why I still have this many hoppers is because I do still intend on making an automated like hopper or an automated sorting system at some point, which as you can see, like just from the iron golem farm, there's 3 things sorted. There's iron ingots, and I made 3 chests that specifically will take iron ingots and nothing else. To sort one chest, like if I put all of my items through this sorting system that only took one thing out of all of them, like if I made it to where all of my iron and every other item goes through the sorting system and only iron's pulled out, it still takes 3 hoppers per sorted chest. So that's like a lot of hoppers if I want to do like a sorting system that has almost all the items, because there's like a good couple hundred items now. So just to move the items across the whole system without even worrying about the sorting part, it would take me a good like 1,000 or so hoppers, maybe more than 1,000, probably closer to like 2 or 3 actually. But yeah, I think that's probably all I'm gonna do today, because we had 2 more god pickaxes. We have a pretty good system set up because now we have, 5 extra enchantment books where if we just throw them on a diamond pickaxe, it's a god pickaxe. The only thing stopping us is it costs us quite a bit of XP. Actually, because of how much XP we have right now, we can make 1 more god pickaxe before the stream ends. Because all I have to do is get to level 21 and then I can mix this with a diamond pickaxe. So first, I'm going to check in with Gary again, because trading gives you a surprising amount of XP. So we just almost got a level for just giving him some iron. And then I guess I can go down to the zombie farm for 1 more time. And then we'll probably wrap up stream. Yeah, if you don't know why I did that, it's because Philza's hardcore world, his long one that got him really famous, his season 2 hardcore world, where he went for 5 years and then died to a technically a spider, but it was a zombie. It was a baby zombie in gold armor. It was enchanted. Yeah. That's the only reason why I was like, we need to keep this zombie around. Because I found him when I was mining one day. So I threw him a golden apple. And he's just holding onto it for me. So he won't despawn because 1, he's holding a golden apple. And 2, he's also in a boat. Or in a minecart. So if they're in a minecart or a boat, they also won't despawn for some reason. Don't know why, but they just won't. Because, like, it's not like they're holding any items of ours. But Mojang just made it to where they won't despawn if they're in a boat. It's really funny because Texas had, like, an issue where... Obviously, we had a bunch of pipes break, so a huge amount of counties and cities made it to where you shouldn't, like, they basically were like, hey, don't drink out of your faucet. Like, don't drink any tap water. Which, I mean, I don't know about anyone else, but in the United States, tap water is pretty normal to drink. Because generally it's safe. But because a bunch of pipes broke, the city wasn't, like, most cities were like, hey, just, you know, there's a fair chance that it's not going to be safe to drink, so don't. And because of that, a lot of families were going and buying huge amounts of water. They're going and getting, like, 40 packs of water bottles, buying jugs, like, gallon jugs of water at H-E-B and Walmart and stuff like that. Which, I mean, makes sense. Can't blame them. You know, it's a basic necessity. But it was really funny because the last time I went to, not the last time, but the time before last when I went to Walmart, when it was still snowing and stuff like that, I walk in and I see a bunch of people like panicking, running around the store. And like, as I walked in, a store clerk was, hey, just so you know, and she was like talking to a handful of people that were walking in at the same time as me. She was like, we don't have any water right now. We don't have any in the back. We're waiting for a new shipment. So if you came here for water, sorry, we don't have anything else. And I was like, okay, cool. And I just kept walking. And I went and got, like, a little bit of Mountain Dew. Sadly, people also, for some reason, bought the Mountain Dew cans. So there was no normal Mountain Dew. There was only Diet Mountain Dew. And I wasn't having that. So I bought the 2-liter bottles of Mountain Dew. And I realize that sounds really fat of me, but it is. It's okay, I realize it. Boom. That's our second God pickaxe of the stream, or a third one. It's our third one today. We made all 3 of these God pickaxes today. They all have Efficiency 5, Silk Touch, Unbreaking 3, and Mending on them. That's the reason why I want to have one of the villagers in the isolated area, like one of the librarian villagers over there, to have fortune. It's because if they do, then I can make more fortune pickaxes. Because right now, I only have access to Silk Touch. I'm pretty sure I have a guy that's way out, like way out for fortune. Because generally what I do is, if I only need 1 or 2 books, I'll take a stack or 2 of emeralds with me. I'll take some books and a lectern, and I'll trap a villager way out there. I won't even care to like infect him and then cure him. I'll just trap a normal villager and trade with him for full price because it's easier than going through the whole process. But now, because I basically want to get a better system in place to where I can get a bunch, it's making it to where it makes more sense for me. What do I look like right now? I fell out of the bed. It makes more sense for me to actually get a fortune villager, even if he's not fortune 3, but obviously I'd prefer if he was. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. That's probably going to be all that I have for you today. I feel like we got a lot done, you know? We got 3 more God pickaxes. We set up a bit of a system to where we can get all the enchantments we need for a perfect pickaxe, a perfect axe, a perfect shovel. So we have a pretty good system in place to where we can get a lot more good tools. We can stock up on tools. And in the future, any project we need, any big project, it'll be really simple to do, really easy to do, and, you know, we'll get a lot of work done with it. Yeah. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you all next time.